Hi everyone, Abby here, and welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new Fitbit Inspire 3. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly, and so you can help the channel grow. And I have gone ahead and put timestamps in the description below for you and kind of at the bottom of the video coming along here. If you want to jump to anything in particular like battery life, you can go ahead and do that. So I have this in the color Lilac Bliss. This is my favorite color I've seen from Fitbit yet. So the current prices as of recording are $129.99 Canadian and $99.99 American. Now I'm going to go into the major spec highlights about this watch. It has an AMOLED color display, touchscreen operation, a battery life up to 10 days. It tracks a variety of workouts such as yoga, running, walking. It has connected GPS for your outdoor activities, which piggybacks off your smartphone. It has 24-hour heart rate monitoring. It has SpO2 so you can track your blood oxygen saturation. It tracks a variety of daily metrics such as steps, calories burned, active minutes. It has sleep tracking. It can be worn two different ways, as a traditional smartwatch on your wrist or as a clip if you do buy the clip accessory. With that, you can just clip it anywhere on you, like on your belt, on your pocket, and you're good to go. It has relaxation breathing sessions, stress management score, smart wake alarms, which will wake you up at the perfect time in your sleep cycle within a 30-minute window. It shows call, text, and app notifications from your smartphone. And I've gone ahead and listed a bunch more on screen for you guys. Now, these are not all of the spec highlights for the Fitbit Inspire 3, but these are definitely the most important, I think. All right guys, so this is what it looks like on me. And I do have a 7-inch wrist, and I am wearing the large band right now. So you can see that the band is almost overlapping on my wrist with the large band on. And now I'm gonna put on the small one so you guys can see what that one looks like. And I'm just gonna quickly show you guys how to change the band for anybody wondering. So it does have a pin mechanism, and you're simply just gonna like pull it with your nail, and then you take it out. And inversely, you're going to push down, put it into the hole, and there we go. So they do fit a large variety of wrist sizes, and I have all the wrist sizes this watch can fit on screen for you guys. So when it comes to comfort about this fitness tracker, I will say that I have not been loving it because it is irritating my skin. So I don't know what it is, but this portion of the fitness tracker is just very irritating, and it leaves me with like these like red marks on my skin. I don't know if you could see that, but I do have sensitive skin, so I am not loving that about this fitness tracker. I will say I have, braved it out, and I've worn this so I can test it out thoroughly for you guys, but that's something that I don't like about it. I've had issues with Fitbit in the past when it does come to their bands, and this one unfortunately is giving me issues as well. So if you're someone else who has sensitive skin, I highly recommend that you pick up a fabric band or a metal band off of Amazon, for example. I have some in the description for you below. Or if you don't want to get extra bands, I would definitely recommend checking out the Fitbit Luxe instead, as I have not had any issues with this band, neither the silicone or the metal special edition band. So this does have a color display, and I think it's just fantastic finally having color in the Inspire line. So this is indoors under some lighting. It's definitely quite reflective. I do have the brightness at dim right now. So if you wanted to, you could definitely turn up the brightness, normal, and max. But I will say when you have it on max like this, your battery life dies a lot faster. So I personally always keep it on dim, can read it perfectly fine indoors and outdoors. So this is what it looks like outdoors in natural lighting under the sunlight. And once again, this display is quite reflective, but I do find it readable outdoors. And if you have your brightness high enough, I don't think you're gonna have an issue at all viewing it. One thing about Fitbit is they have fantastic sleep tracking, the best that I have used so far from, all the companies and different brands I've tried. So I'm just loving their sleep tracking here. I do find it fairly accurate personally. And I'm gonna show you guys my sleep from last night. So you'll be able to see the sleep data here once you sync it to your smartphone, and your smartphone processes it and sends it back to your fitness tracker here. We can see the time slept and a little kind of graph as well for your sleep goal. So my sleep goal was 7 hours. I didn't get that far, but almost did. So you can see the little graph here is like almost full. And then we can see a sleep score, which is 78%. So that's all you can see on the fitness tracker here. If you do want to see more advanced sleep metrics, you do have to go into the app to see that. And then you can see all of your sleep stages there, which are your light, deep, REM, and time awake. And if you guys are finding this video helpful so far, please go ahead and smash that like button for me. So now I'm going to show you the basics of how to use the Inspire 3 here. So the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on the display. If you actually go ahead and you turn on auto wake here, you can go ahead and wake up the display by turning it towards your face and the screen will wake up. Another way you can go ahead and wake up the display is to double tap the screen. And the final way you can wake it up is by pressing side buttons here. So once your display is woken up, you can swipe left or right to see all of your different widgets. So you can see your notifications, you can start an exercise, you can do a relaxation breathing session. I have alarms on here, timers. So if you go ahead and swipe down from the home page, you're going to see different settings here, like you can turn on or off that auto wake function I talked about. Turn on do not disturb, sleep mode. You could turn on water lock. So if you're taking a shower, washing the dishes or something, the screen won't freak out on you. And then you can go into your settings and change more things as well. So you can use these buttons here. It's kind of like, it's not really a physical button, but it's like a pressure. So if you press on the sides, you can use that to go back. And then when you're at the home page, you can use that to turn off your display. If you swipe up, you can see your daily metrics here. So we can see my steps, my distance, active minutes, calories burned, and we could see hourly activities and whatever other apps that you do have installed on here. So when it comes to the watch faces, we only have 21 options and there is not a way for you to add any more onto here. Not customizable, you can't change the color, they are how they are. So you guys can see all the ones that we do have on here. And with this one and this one alone, you can go ahead and change the color of the watch face. If you are going to be tracking your outdoor activities, you are going to be using connected GPS, so it does require a smartphone to get those GPS activities recorded. But I will say that the connection has been really good. It hasn't dropped from my phone. And I will say when it comes to tracking calories and steps and other different metrics like that, I found it to be pretty accurate in my opinion. Alright guys, so when it comes to the battery life for the Inspire 3, it has a coded battery life up to 10 days. But with my uses, which I have on screen for you guys, things like weekly connected GPS walks, runs, daily alarms, timers, and more, I have gotten on average 8 days of battery life with this fitness tracker. And for me, that is excellent. I only have to charge it once every other week. And of course, you know, battery life does depend on your individual usage. You might have something higher, something lower than I do. I am actually very happy with the battery life performance I am getting so far. So now I'm going to talk about the cons I've noticed about this fitness tracker. So the first con for me is that it does have very limited watch faces, so not very much, and you can't really customize them all that much. There's only one watch face that you can actually customize, the rest you cannot. So I would have liked to see more watch face options because we have so many for the smartwatches, but for the fitness trackers, we are really stuck with just a few. Another con for me is that this smartwatch is very scratch prone. So when it comes to the sides of the tracker here, they scratch extremely easily. I don't know if you guys can see because the scuffs are on here right now are very slight. The worst one I have right now is right here. There's just a bit of a scuff right here. The display has been pretty good. I haven't had any issues with that. It's not something that bothers me too much, but if that's something that bothers you, I definitely would recommend getting like a cover to put on the watch here. I have found some on Amazon if you guys are interested. I have that in the description for you. As of right now, the durability is seeming the exact same as it was on the Inspire 2. Another con for me is that the band here has irritated my skin to no end. Everybody is different, so I'm having an issue with the band, but you might not, but that's something that I definitely wanted to mention. Another con for me is that I have experienced some occasional syncing issues. Sometimes when I sync it, it will sync immediately. Sometimes I'll have to like repair it with my smartwatch, or sometimes it will just buffer and buffer and buffer and it won't sync, and I kind of have to restart and close the app. And yeah, it's just been something that's annoying here because I'm not really having that with, you know, some other Fitbit products that I am using. I know it's newer, so this might be an issue that goes away over time with future updates, but as of right now, I am having syncing issues. And the final con I've noticed is that the text on this fitness tracker is quite small. I do have like really great eyesight, but even for myself, I'm finding it just very small. So if you're someone who your eyesight isn't the best, you probably are going to find this text too small. So I would recommend getting the Inspire 2 because it actually does have bigger font, or a smartwatch so you can get some bigger text. Alright guys, so considering the price, the quality, the color, the performance, the functionality, the battery life, the ease of use, and everything like that, I would go ahead and give the Fitbit Inspire 3 a 9.1 out of 10. And I definitely do give it a thumbs up. Overall, I think the Fitbit Inspire 3 is an excellent entry-level smartwatch. If you're someone who's just getting back into fitness, someone on a budget, or someone looking for a great lightweight fitness tracker that can track all your basics like your workouts, your heart rate, your steps, and more, then I would definitely recommend the Fitbit Inspire 3 to you. So if you guys are looking to get the Fitbit Inspire 3, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And for everybody still tuned in this far in the video, thank you. I really appreciate you watching to this point. And to let you guys know a sneak peek on what is coming next, I'm going to be comparing the Fitbit Inspire 3 to the Fitbit Luxe. So make sure to subscribe and turn your post notification bell so you don't miss that. And if you guys are considering getting the Fitbit Inspire 2, I do have a full video on the Fitbit Inspire 2, which you can find at the top right or in the description below if you're looking for more information on that fitness tracker. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!